A very happy and cheerful morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are fine at home and taking care of your health. So we're back with our social studies class. And as you remember, we were studying chapter number 3, Motions of the Earth. Now let us do a quick recap. In the last class, we had studied about the effects of revolution, how revolution affects different aspects. So, one of them was seasons. The cycle of the season also gets affected by the Earth's revolution. Now, we will study about the cycle of seasons in detail. Let's start with it. Page number 131. Okay, let's start reading. The Earth completes one revolution around the Sun in 1 year, which is divided into 5 seasons. They are spring, summer, rainy, autumn and winter. So we know about these 2 seasons, isn't it? There are main 5 seasons. Spring, summer, rainy, autumn and winter season. So all this also is affected by the revolution of the Earth. Now let's move on to the next page. What it says, the cycle of the seasons is caused due to the inclination of the Earth's axis at a fixed angle and direction. So the cycle of the seasons, that this month it will be spring, then summer, so on. So this is because of the inclination of the Earth's axis. Inclination. I hope you remember we had discussed it. Then the revolution of the Earth around the Sun. So these two are the main causes of the cycle of seasons. The inclination of the Earth's axis and the revolution of the Earth around the Sun. Now moving forward, the picture given below shows the movement of the Earth around the Sun and position of the Earth on 4 selected days. Okay, that is 21st March is your position 1, 21st June is your position 2, 23rd September is your position 3 and 22nd December is your position 4. Okay, so that we will see now. Before that, the day on which the midday sun shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, and the duration of the day is the longest in the hemisphere is called solstice. Please mark this. Once again, it starts from here. The day on which the midday sun shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn and the duration of day is longest is called the solstice. Now see, I'll show it to you over here. See, do you see? This is the picture that is given in your textbook and these are different positions. 4 positions are here. First, 21st March. Second is 21st June. Third, 23rd September. And the 4th one is 22nd December. Now see what they have said. Solstice is what? When the sun is overhead the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. See, they have even pointed out this yellow line is what? It is your Tropic of Cancer and over here this line is your Tropic of Capricorn. So these two depicts the solstice. So what we can say? Let's read. The positions 2 and 4 on the Earth are solstices. Is it clear? The position 2 and 4 are solstices. Now moving on. the day on which the midday sun shines vertically overhead. Again vertically overhead. But now this is at the equator. Earlier it was Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Now we are talking about the equator, and the duration of the day and night is equal. It's called equinox. Now see, I understand the difference. Solstice is vertically overhead, the sun, but Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Okay, and the day is longest in solstices. But if we talk about equinox, the sun is vertically overhead, but at the equator, and the duration of the day and night is equal. Is it clear over here? So this is your equinox. So the positions 1 and 3 are equinoxes. Over here see, position 1 and 3, this is your equinoxes. Now see, if you move on further, see there are different dates given over here. Summer solstice, winter solstice, spring and autumn equinoxes. So they have shared in detail about the positions. So now we're going to watch the video and learn about it. Okay, let's start.
The position 2 and 4 of the Earth are solstices. The day on which the midday sun shines vertically overhead at the equator and the duration of the day and night is equal is called equinox. The positions 1 and 3 are equinoxes. Summer solstice, 21st June. On 21st June, the northern hemisphere experiences the longest day and the shortest night. The position of the Earth on 21st June is known as the summer solstice because it is summer in the northern hemisphere. In this position, the North Pole is inclined towards the sun. The sun rays fall vertically on the Tropic of Cancer. Therefore, places in the northern hemisphere experience summer season.
Now see, talking about the first one, that is summer solstice. That is 21st June. See what they have said? On 21st June, the northern hemisphere, this is the northern hemisphere, it experienced the longest days and the shortest nights. And on this day, it is summer solstice because it is summer in northern hemisphere. Why it is summer solstice on this day? Because it is summer season in the northern hemisphere. We all know which is the northern hemisphere. Over here, the north side. Now, let's move on.
During this time, the conditions are just the reverse in the southern hemisphere. It is turned away from the sun. Therefore, it receives slanting rays. The duration of the daylight is short and it is winter season in the southern hemisphere.
Clear? What they have said? See, in the southern hemisphere, it is opposite. It is winter season, while in north, it is summer season. See, during this time, the conditions are reversed in the southern hemisphere and it is turned away from the sun. See, it is directly in contact with the sun and it is away from the sun. That is why they face winter during that time. And the duration of daylight is short and it is winter season in the southern hemisphere. Okay, the first one we studied, summer solstice, that is on 21st June. So what happens during that time? It is summer season in north side, that is northern hemisphere, and it is winter season in the southern hemisphere. Okay, let's move on.
Winter solstice, 22nd December. Places in the southern hemisphere experience the longest day and the shortest night on 22nd December. On 22nd December, the position of the Earth is known as the winter solstice because it is winter in the northern hemisphere. In this position, the south pole is inclined towards the sun. The sun rays fall vertically over the Tropic of Capricorn. Therefore, it is summer season in the southern hemisphere. At the same time, it is just the opposite in the northern hemisphere, which is turned away from the sun. It receives slanting rays of the sun. Therefore, the days are short and nights are long. Hence, it is winter season in the northern hemisphere.
Now see, the second one is what? Winter solstice. Now see, this is the opposite one. See what they have said? It is winter season in the northern hemisphere during this time, and it is summer season in the southern hemisphere during this time. Okay, why? It is because it is away from the sun. The northern part is away from the sun. That is why there is winter over here. And the southern part is near. So that is why they have summer season. Now moreover, what they have said, that in the southern hemisphere, the days are long. Okay, the days are long over there. And on 22nd December, why they have chosen the place, the date 22nd December, the position of the earth is known as winter solstice because it is winter in the northern hemisphere. What they have said, because it is winter in the northern hemisphere, that is why it is known as winter solstice.
Spring and autumnal equinoxes, 21st March and 23rd September. Now, observe the position of the earth in the given picture on 21st March. This is known as the spring equinox. We see that the sun shines vertically over the equator. At this position, neither of the poles is tilted towards the sun. They lie at an equal distance from the sun. It results in equal days and nights at all places on the earth. During this period, the northern hemisphere experiences spring season, while it is the autumn season in the southern hemisphere. Similarly, on 23rd September, which is known as the autumnal equinox, the sun shines vertically over the equator. This results in equal days and nights all over the earth. During this day, the northern hemisphere has autumn, while the southern hemisphere experiences the spring season.
Okay, so the last one is spring and autumnal equinoxes. See, before this it was summer solstice and winter solstice. Why? Because the sun was overhead at Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. But now it is equinoxes. Why? Because it is overhead at equator. Okay. Now during this time what happens? Equator is at the center. So naturally what they have said? That at this position neither of the poles are tilted. Neither of the poles are tilted. Not even the south pole or the north pole. कोई भी pole tilted नहीं होता है. And that is why, please underline the last para. On 23rd September, it is known as the autumnal equinox. The sun shines vertically over the equator. This results in equal days and nights on earth. See, equator is at the center. So there is no dominating force. So it is equal days and equal nights. Now during this time what happens? The northern hemisphere that faces autumn, while the southern hemisphere that experiences the spring season. Okay, so this is how the seasons come, the seasons occur. This is how we face summer season, then winter, rainy season, this way. Okay, it is all because of the revolution of the earth. And we also learnt the new terms, that is solstices and equinoxes. Is it clear, children? If you want, you can remember equinoxes with the word equator. And solstices you have to remember with Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. So for your homework, please read the chapter, that is the topic that we have discussed today. If you have any doubts, you can ask. And what you have to do? You have to do the objectives, that is C. Write true or false of the sentences. Okay? So this is it for now. We will meet in the next class and learn something new. Till that, take care of your health. Goodbye. May God bless you.